Guys, playtime is over. Let's get down to
business.
In this video, I am going to be giving you 5 steps to generating your first client, making your first transaction happen, and creating your first substantial commission check in the real estate business. Stick with me, come on you blues, and I really hope that you enjoy. So guys, let's get right into it. Generating your first big commission check in real estate is quite literally going to be a feeling unlike anything that you've ever experienced before and unlike anything that you'll ever experience again. I can only compare it to maybe something like driving your car alone for the first time after you've just gotten your license. I can compare it maybe to how the feeling would be if I grew wings on my back and took off in flight. It's a feeling that quite literally can be life-changing. And let's be very perfectly clear, none of us get into the real estate business to not do any business.
You don't say!
We at some point need to be able to find our first client, generate our first transaction, create our first big commission check, and I'm gonna give you 5 steps to do exactly that today, so don't you dare go anywhere. Step number 1, focus on leases first. My suggestion to everybody watching this today is to start working with leases and to start finding tenants that you could do business with and get them into rentals. The reason for this is that A, we are treating prospective tenants like absolute kings and queens. The scope of what we do is not difficult, but it's quite great, and a prospective tenant never actually has to pay us a single penny for the service that we provide. It's going to be the landlord who's paying the entirety of the commission check. And guys, the great thing is that we have no limit to the amount of rental properties that we can advertise online. So the beautiful thing is it completely depends on how much business you'd like to do. The other great thing about tenants is that people don't want to rent forever. And if you provide the proper level of service, when these people become buyers, you're going to be the person who they hope to transact with. Not only that, but as someone who provided this individual great service, whenever their mother wants to sell or their brother wants to buy, you should be the individual who stands to get the referral business. So that's tip number 1, is starting to work with leases and building up your business and your repeat and referral database, getting paid a little bit quicker while you do so, and making sure to give excellent service that people are going to remember in the process. Tip number 2, you must start lead generating and prospecting. It does not matter what you do, it matters that you do it with consistency and that you do it well. In the real estate business, there are so many ways to generate serious leads that are ready to transact with you either now or in the near future. These ways include, but are not limited to, hosting an open house, generating online leads, business-to-business referrals, cold calling and door knocking, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Guys, I'm here to tell you that you do not have to be great at everything, not by any means. What you do have to do in the real estate business is find a few things that work very well for you and get very good at them. And not only that, but start doing them with consistency. This is the number 1 thing that's going to separate you from your competition. One thing that I find in the real estate business is that a lot of agents will lead generate, and then rack up a few clients that they work with, and then they take a few months to go work with those clients, find them the right homes, list their property, and transact with them. But what happens during this time that you're transacting with those clients is that you take your foot off the gas pedal and you're not searching for new business anymore. And once you've transacted with those clients and those deals have closed, you kind of have to start all over again, searching for business, and it can set you back and leave you with numerous months at a time without any income.
I declare bankruptcy!
So the main thing is developing something that you can do on a daily basis with consistency that you enjoy. And the key is not to get discouraged if you try something and you don't like doing it, because there's so many other things that you can try that you will enjoy. I know agents who are making millions of dollars a year who've never heard of the word Instagram and don't even have a smartphone.
Well, Allison should know. What do you
is
say
internet
about Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that massive computer network. The one that's becoming really big now.
And I also know agents who only generate business off of their Instagram page, and they don't know anything else, nor would they ever even try anything else. And both of these are absolutely fine. You focus on your strengths and whatever it is that works for you. Nobody can ever tell you that the things that you enjoy doing and that work for you are the wrong things to do. If they're working and you're making consistent commission checks, everybody else can frankly eat one. Tip number 3, Focus on appointments. Set as many appointments as possible. I'm yet to meet an agent whose calendar is chock full of appointments with buyers and sellers and different people who he or she is looking to transact with and not be wildly successful or generate an income beyond their wildest dreams. It hasn't happened yet. And when I say setting an appointment, I mean everybody who you talk to, don't let the conversation end without setting with them the next task or next follow-up or next time that you're going to be reaching out and furthering the service process with them. This does not necessarily have to be in-person meetings or showings or consultations. It could be as simple as,
John, that's wonderful. Why don't I email you some listings tonight? When's the best time for you to go over them with me? Does Thursday night work for you?
and find a time that the client agrees to and set yourself the appointment. Guys, I promise you, every agent who keeps their calendar full of these follow-ups and appointments and next tasks and giving service to a given individual is going to be successful beyond their wildest dreams. Tip number 4, show up looking as sharp as a tack, and then whatever it is that you're picturing, go 10 times sharper than that. Guys, there's a nice quote to illuminate what I'm talking about here. The great Will Rogers once said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." There's another quote that says, "Dress the way you want to be addressed." I always get people asking me, am I too baby-faced? Am I too young to do real estate? No, you're not. The only thing that matters in this business is the level of service that you can provide to a client. And guess what? If you dress the way that you want to be addressed and you walk in dressed like an absolute professional and nobody can fault how sharp you look, that's exactly how you're going to be addressed as well. If you're a listing agent and you're helping a seller sell their home, your seller wants to know how you're going to look to all of the buyers walking through to your open house and to the agent who brings you an offer that you have to help negotiate the terms and conditions of on behalf of your seller.
So much for the icebreakers. What are you after, Freddie?
My client is prepared to settle for 50% of the marital assets.
So dressing sharp and being 100% prepared and researching the things that you're going to be talking about with the client in advance is going to be one of the biggest keys to help you land your first client and generate your first transaction. And number 5, take massive action. Guys, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you right now. When I was in school, I was the farthest thing from an overachiever. I sat in the back of the room. I was never that kid who comes in first, leaves last, needs to get an A+ on every single exam. And yet in real estate, I was that person.
Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
When other people would make 10 calls a day, I wanted to make 200. When people would go and knock on 10 doors a day, I wanted to knock on 500 every single week. I think to myself, if I was in school and my reward for getting an A+ on an exam was not a letter grade on my report card, but it was a $25,000 commission check, you bet your bottom dollar I'd be getting an A+ on every single piece of paper that was put in front of me. Guys, the tips that I'm giving you are not tips to make a little bit of business and then forget about the industry. No, I'm giving you tips today to become an absolute top producer in a very short amount of time. These are things that have worked for me my entire career, and they've been transformative to every single aspect of my life, both in my hobbies and my passions and my interests, and of course my finances that have opened up the door to just about everything I have in life that's good right now. So guys, that's it for me for today. I hope to continue with the weekly uploads at least as much as I can. Right now we're doing new videos every single Friday, so look out for those. Please support the channel by hitting the like button and consider hitting the subscribe button if I helped you out in any way and if you're looking forward to any future content. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you next Friday. Peace.